Welcome to
Introverts, Own Your Voice.
I'm Johanna McLeod.
And I'm Tom Marcoux. And our topic today is confidence. How introverts can enhance their confidence. Johanna, when have you needed confidence and you didn't have it?
Pretty much every day.
Oh boy.
The one thing I can really think about is like when I'm giving a speech.
Okay, I'm with you on that. The place that we want to start is what is confidence. First thing I want to say is confidence is not comfort. I'll share that again. Confidence is not comfort. So the thing is, we introverts, when we get into situations where we don't feel comfortable, we wish that we could press a button, oop, instant comfort.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yes, but that's not how the game is played. Now, I often like to say, hashtag, no more fake extroverts. The idea is that in all that we share with these broadcasts, I'm not trying to come from the angle of trying to have people become fake extroverts.
Yes.
What I want you to do is to use what's in you. When I first got started speaking, I didn't have confidence. One of the things is I wasn't like a particular speaker. This guy is way tall and looks different than I do. And I thought, well, with those couple of things, he has all the advantages. But later on I realized he can't be everywhere. And there are places that I want to speak that he would not want to go.
Good point.
I changed my perspective, and that's part of how we improve our confidence.
Speaking of confidence, we've already discussed what is confidence, but I'd like to go a little bit deeper on introverts like ourselves. What are the biggest misconceptions about confidence that introverts miss?
It's a powerful question. There are a number of things. We've already covered one piece of it, that you're not just going to suddenly flick a switch and then, I feel comfortable and confident all the time.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I know. I mean it. I mean, I must tell you that I've been a member of the National Speakers Association for over 18 years, and I would love it if I would never feel nervous before a speech. I would never be on edge before doing something new. And the thing that I feel is a misconception that introverts need to look at is that it's very easy to say, well, I'm an introvert and therefore I can't play. These extroverts have all the cards. The thing is, we can help you. In this presentation right now, we can help you have a different perspective on confidence. And for years, I've been teaching public speaking, MBA students, and college students about real confidence, true confidence. And let me share what that is. Now, if we think that confidence is, I'll feel comfortable, then I'll do the new thing, then we have a misconception. In one of my books, and I've shared this in a couple of other books later, I use the word wake. I want us to wake up to true confidence. So first I'll just share the basic ideas, and then we can go deeper. Each letter of wake stands for a method. It stands for an action that you can take to build up your confidence and to actually have the ability to do well, to shine as your best self in tough situations.
I'm looking forward to it now.
Oh, sure. W is for want it from your true self. The thing is, I've done so many things that have really stretched me because I really, really wanted to direct a feature film. I really, really wanted to write a book. I really, really wanted to address a particular audience and be of service to that audience, like to speak. I really, really wanted, it scared the heck out of me to speak a couple times at Stanford University. MBA students. Talk about a sophisticated, perhaps tough crowd. So the idea is you need to want it from your true self. The second thing, you need to adapt. What you can do is you can anticipate, and this will build up the confidence. You can anticipate what's going to happen. What kind of questions are you going to get? What will these Stanford MBA students hit me with? Then I can prepare my answers so I can adapt. I can be able to improvise better. And so that's adapt. Then K is keep learning. So I study every day. I read up to 82 books a year.
Oh my goodness.
I keep learning. And then E is encourage help.
Tom, I have another question. What can we do now to improve our confidence as introverts?
Make a plan. Get a plan where you get help. Also make a plan where you do certain actions. I'll give you an example. About 15 years ago or so, go on a first cruise, go to an island in the Bahamas. Now you'd think if it's 90 degrees that the water would be warm too, but actually the water was cold. Certain things happen in cold water. Things shrink. My hand shrank.
Oh my goodness.
My wedding ring came right off of my wedding ring finger. So now it's lost.
Oh geez.
In hundreds of yards of sand and water. It's gone.
Oh my gosh, what'd you do?
Cried. Well, I felt like throwing up. I'm sure that, many people who listen to this have had that experience where you've lost something and you just go, oh, and it hurts so bad. At that point, I had been wearing this ring for about 5 years. I am not into jewelry. It took a time for me to get used to wearing the ring, but it was very precious. I thought about, what can I do? Now, this was the Disney cruise. It was also their island. So I called up guest services and I said, I've lost my ring. And they said, well, you can come down and fill out a form because apparently there's a form for losing your ring and just about everything else. I calmed myself. Actually, I've taught comparative religion, so, meditation, and I got calm. I thought, the ring has gone back to the universe. Somebody who needs it more than I do will find it. So I got calm for about 2.5 minutes. And then I went, because it felt so painful.
Yeah.
But the next morning, we went down to the guest services. Somebody else was there. I explained my situation. And they said, well, where did you lose it? And I said, it's your island. Well, where specifically? Well, I was on your tram on your island, and I was at this particular lagoon. Really? You were at that lagoon? And the person brought up a piece of paper that had a ring attached to it. It was my ring.
Oh my word.
So how cool is this?
Wow. That blows my mind.
Well, and I'm with you on that. And at the same time, the thing that gets me is that we found out later that a married couple had found the ring. And I could just imagine the man finding the ring and going, oh, he's in trouble now. So here's the thing. What can we do about improving our confidence? It's in this story. You go get help. Even when it seems like you have no chance of making the situation better. So E of wake was encourage help. Go get help. Ask somebody. Even on the slimmest chance. One of the ways we can develop really a working version of confidence. Remember, I say that confidence is not comfort. Confidence is a toolkit, and you work it.
Tom, what kind of toolkit will an introvert need?
The toolkit would include a number of things. For example, whatever it is, let's say you were talking about how you would feel not confident about giving a speech. Break the speech down into little pieces, and then in your circle of friends, say, hey, do you have a minute? I just want to practice the opening of the speech. Or try out stories, because stories is what engages people. Now, here's the important thing I want to talk about, confidence and an introvert. Do not be confident that you can play the game like a natural extrovert. Meaning, don't think that you can just ad-lib in the moment and, it'll all work out. No, actually do what's necessary. Do the preparation. Actually rehearse with people. Here's the thing. So for your toolkit, you need 3 things.
Okay.
And this is what I do with my clients all the time. It's words, strategy, and rehearsal. I'll share that again. Words, strategy, and rehearsal. What I do with my clients is that we have to find your words. The strategy part there are certain patterns. For example, if somebody is really terrified that at the end of their speech and they say, does anyone have any questions? And you get absolute silence.
Oh, wow.
So what you need is to have a couple of ways to adapt. Remember, wake, want it from your true self, adapt, keep learning, encourage help. So the idea is, how do we adapt? What I do is, if there's silence, I just say, everybody's thinking. That's really good.
Yes.
And so while you're thinking, let me toss in a question.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Thank you. And also, I might even say, while everyone's thinking, I have a question for you. And then I ask, so I engage, I make dialogue. And this is what is the power of an introvert. Introverts are fantastic one-on-one. So what you do, another way to build up your confidence is before you give the presentation, go talk to some people, develop some friendly faces in the audience so that you can then turned to someone and said, I was talking with Susan before our presentation today, and Susan brought up the XY subject and say, so Susan, I'm wondering, do you have a question about 1, 2, 3? So you're talking to one person. So the confidence comes from using what you do naturally as an introvert, which is get along and be trustworthy one-on-one with people. You also then realize that you can prepare. One of the ways that I really help my clients is that we have them prepare their stories. If you're going to go into an interview, in order to have the people feel the value of what you bring, you get your stories together. Now, one of the things that might shake us up is this question that's being used a lot nowadays, is tell me about a problem and what you did about it. So you need to have at least 1 or 3, 1, 2, 3 stories to answer that question. Tell me about a problem and what you did about it.
And remind me again of why it's so important to have it in a story format.
Sure. The story is what moves us. We're conditioned since being a little kid all over the world at this very moment. There are millions of kids saying, tell me a story. So we're used to stories. We are moved by stories. We are engaged by stories. So stories are very important. In fact, when I teach people how to pitch, I teach them 4 things. Big idea, engage with story, compelling, credible. One of the most powerful, tough things for an introvert, for example, is to have to pitch in front of a group of potential investors. And this is what I do. I help people with this. And the thing is, we need to get them right into the big idea. I don't start off with the story, perhaps, because they need to know, why is this a big idea? This is all about preparation. And right now, we talked about wanting from your true self, adapt, keep learning, encourage help. So the help is also getting a coach like me. I'm a spoken word strategist and executive coach. I have my own coaches and I have my own mentors because I'm encouraging help. I'm getting help from people. Just recently, I started something. I was actually preparing some material for an eventual TED Talk I might be doing, and I got help from 12 individuals.
Oh, wow.
So each person I talked to separately, and before I did a video that you submit to the TED Talk organizers, I actually went through materials and I tried things with 12 different individuals. Encourage help. This is what answers your question about what can an introvert do in order to be ready for whatever it is, job interview, a presentation, even a tough conversation, let's say with a family member. You can go to another trusted family member and practice and get help.
Okay. Well, I don't know about you, Tom, but I'm already feeling more confident just with talking to you.
Oh, wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad. And now I'd like to ask you, Johanna, what are you going to take from this conversation?
I think that confidence is not comfort is the biggest thing I think I'm going to take from this.
I kind of like using this phrase that you picked out the most important parts of. But I also like to use the whole phrase because it almost has kind of like a rhythm. Confidence is not comfort. Confidence is a toolkit, and you work it. Reason why I'm sharing that, because you already caught the idea. To remember certain principles, and this helps with our confidence. When something comes up and it shakes you up, if you have certain principles that you've memorized, because they have kind of a rhythm or sing-song quality or something like that, then you know what to do. For example, one big idea that I want to, in our closing now, to share is that so many clients come to me and they say, oh, if I just had some clarity, then I would know what to do and then I'd feel confident. And I like to share this principle. Motion brings clarity. Motion brings clarity. So this is a good source of confidence. Once you get into motion, then you start to learn what you don't know. You start to learn what you are good at. You start to learn what the marketplace wants. Motion brings clarity. To actually really excel as an introvert and manifest the success you really want and the happiness you really want. Confidence really is about word strategy rehearsal. It really is about motion brings clarity, because that's when you're going to see your way clear. And the thing for us to know too, even though it's not comfortable, is that often intuition provides us with steps 3, 4, 5. We would like to know what steps 20 and 21, 22 are, but we just get 3, 4, 5. And then when you're at 5, you go, oh, now I can see 6, 7, and 8. If you're confident that you can adapt because you've worked with your word, strategy, and rehearsal, then you will be okay with it. You'll be able to use confidence as a toolkit. We'd like to share that we have an online class called the Introverts Formula to Get Clients. The next class, with some space still available, is in January 2019. So if you want to pre-enroll, you can go to getthebigyes.com and click on the contact and send us a message. Once again, that's getthebigyes.com.
And so now remember,
Introverts can show their best self with strategy.
I'm Johanna McLeod.
I'm Tom Marcoux.
Thank you.
Be well.
Bye.